What is up, Buttcheck family? Welcome back to yet again a beautiful morning, a Monday morning, a full week of checking these buttons. Thank you guys for tuning in once again, man. We got them chapters down below if you want to skip around to a certain subject. And of course, that sub button, we're on the race to 60K. We got that 50, now we're on the way to do 60 so we can do the next huge giveaway, you know what I'm saying? And since we had so much hype action, we got to go back to back. We just posted yesterday, now here we are. Maybe we do tomorrow as well, who knows? But either way, we're about to check these buttons. Let's go. All right, now into them first set of weekend winners buttons that need to be checked. This one starts off with our very own Chris T, right? Chris T being one of the best Kens in America for quite some time. Apparently, there was like I Buy Power. Well, let's back up real quick. So he was looking for a sponsor for quite some time, and then recently sponsored, this went right under the radar, I just figured this out, right? By Only the Family. I'm gonna put their profile on the screen. OTF, they released like a dope little video of them recruiting him. So now he's officially sponsored. That's what's up. Congrats to Chris. And on top of that, there was a tournament, I guess it was an invitational. Right here was a pro invitational at, I guess, Game With Us at Anime Expo. Looks like there were some heavy hitters. I'm not sure what a first place won or anything like that, but none other. Obviously, Chris T took it home. Check it out.
Falls for it.
Jumped over. I am so. My goodness, I jumped.
She tried to throw it, and it's Chris Tatarian who takes it with the only Dragon Punch. Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Tatarian is your Street Fighter 6 Invitational champion.
He was turning the butter as the combo was going. That was wonderful. What a way to close it out.
Listen, what I saw there.
All right, now into the Red Bull Kumite Grand Final buttons that need to be checked. First of all, we covered some of it obviously yesterday, but we had to cover the finale today because obviously it just ended. Can we talk about the production though? Production was second to none. It was amazing, right? And when it was all said and done, you had two men rise to the top, right? You had a Kainu, who I believe was using Guile, obviously. And you had none other than Big Bird using Marissa. And by now you probably know who won. It was Big Bird. And not only did he win, the man won in dominating fashion. I mean, he looked damn unstoppable.
The tactic. Boom cancel kept him safe. Plus, respect me.
Down into the corner now. Oh my god, that's gonna be huge.
Is he heading towards tournament point here? Safe jump. Ooh. It's out of corner. Oh, there it is again. No.
Yeah, he simply walked forward 20, and this one into the big punch.
He bars the super as well.
Plus frames, he's almost in the corner already. The round just started, Logan.
A kind who cannot keep Marissa
Oh my
out.
goodness.
He's on the ground, getting kicked up.
Hey.
Is he going to stop free? Is he going to go for the jump? He's ready for the jump it. Yes, he
Could
is.
be the end. It is the
Big
end.
Bird has done it for the first time. Your first ever Red Bull athlete, Red Bull Kumite champion, and he's done it here in South Africa. An unbelievably dominant performance. Swept everybody in front of him, starting with his own teammate. There is no mercy inside this cage. And there he is.
Then afterwards, Big Bird had some really encouraging words to say. Turns out he's actually from Africa. Check this out.
I'm very happy to be the South African Red Bull Kumite champion. There's two things that I'm happy for. One of them is I'm Algerian. I'm original Algerian, so I'm from Africa.
We have an African champion!
So I'm very happy to be a champion in Africa.
And on top of that, these next buttons that need to be checked, they had a dope-ass round table, right, of some of these pros, and they asked them flat out, who do you think the current strongest community is, right? We always have this debate. We've had it a lot, especially with Street Fighter 4, right? Oh, Japan's the best, Europe's the best, USA sucks, or they're getting better. Oh, they were the best for a little bit, or we were the best for a little bit in Street Fighter 5, but now what's up with Street Fighter 6? Yes, it's only been out for like a month, but either way, who do you think's the best? Check out the clip.
Okay, so we've got a pretty diverse group of panelists from different countries.
Nothing but killers.
I'm gonna change up the question.
This is a good, I love that they're asking
which
the pros this
country
question.
has the top tier community?
Top tier
now
community.
It's a little different. The net play is really superb.
Before it was
Some
always what,
countries
Japan,
before,
hands
that
down.
couldn't really connect online battles. So I think there's a new era, and I want to hear, what is the top tier country or maybe even like region that you see early on in the game?
I think the UAE, because of you guys. You guys beat everyone.
Wow.
You can play guy from Europe, and you can play.
So you playing
China.
Xian, and it was pretty good ping.
It was very good thing.
Yeah.
But he said community, so and it's just a
Two people can be a community. That's a two. You just need two people.
Can be a community.
I mean, if you count that, then I do feel like we have a pretty good shot. But I would also like to give a shout out to the DR group.
DR.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mena, Kaba, even Brian D. They've been placing like top 3 in all the online. Like Mena won all the tournaments.
Won everything.
Yeah.
Anyone CEO?
But he did win all the NA ones, so I think it's safe to say that he's the best player in NA.
Yeah.
But he still hasn't played Europe.
Yep.
He still hasn't played Middle East. He still hasn't played Asia either. So we haven't played them as well. We haven't played Japan either. So like all of these players, we, for example, we are very good in our region. We haven't played NA and we haven't played Japan either. So it's like the net play is good and everything, but it still doesn't allow us to play versus all the communities.
Still limits.
Yeah,
That's what's
still
up.
limited.
That
How
makes
about
sense.
Japan? Historically, where fighting games started, very long history, strong players. How do you guys think about Street Fighter 6 and the strength of the community right now?
Yes, now we have a lot of players, and especially we will have Street Fighter League, so everyone is now serious to practice. So I think we are very good level to compete all over world. But for me, I have now struggling time. It's a very difficult time for me. It's a new game, and I need to focus on a lot of things. So, but I'm old. It's difficult. But I think as a community, Japan is one of the best community in the world.
Yeah, and you guys can play versus China,
Yep.
Singapore, Asia, yeah.
I personally just, I agree with a Big Bird with regards to DR. Because like, the player, like I visit often, and like the player base, like the way they practice, like Mena, when he goes to DR and the regimen that they all have to like practice, especially Mena. Like Mena, I always stayed with him when he was preparing for Capcom Cup, and the way he trained is just on another. And then Kaba is just like the top 2 there.
That's a strong
and even Kaba in DR, there are some players that beat Kaba, and they don't get to travel.
Damn.
Which is the biggest thing, because I feel that DR has like a lot of good players, but they don't have the same accessibility to travel as much as Kaba and Mena, which is what makes the difference, because Crossover is a very well known there, and G-Roy, but they don't get to travel outside.
Yeah, that's what Arslan was saying about Pakistan. He's like, they're stronger players than me. You just don't know about them.
Tekken, yeah.
I got the visa, but there's stronger players than me, so that's really interesting.
Tekken, yeah, I agree with him, because sometimes he actually doesn't win tournaments over there.
Yeah.
All right, so there you have it, man. Very interesting conversation. Like I said before, we all know that it was always Japan, but it does seem like there's a changing of the guard now with the new age and people leveling up everywhere, netcode getting better, the game completely changing. It's interesting to see how Japan is saying, yeah, we're still strong, or I should say Takedo, right? But now giving shout outs to the DR and other places, right? Saying like, you guys are so strong, you're beating a lot of people. A lot of people pointing to Mena like he's obviously the best in the NA and whatnot, but like we were saying in previous videos, we haven't seen them collide with everybody else in Japan and whatnot. That's when it's gonna be the true test, right? You're so good and you're doing the damn thing, but man, we can't wait till everybody collides. Possibly at EVO, right? If I'm not mistaken, but it's only a matter of time. And another thing that stood out, I don't know if you guys caught that, when Takedo was talking about Street Fighter 6 has been hard for him. It's really crazy because when they were doing like the team battle with Logan versus Rob TV, Takedo was mopping fools, right? But the next day, I think it was at Red Bull, I want to say for the final day, he got out quick, right? He was having a hard time. Even Dirty Low was like, man, was that Takedo? Like, holy shit, That's why Takedo right now talking about it's been hard, it's a new game, and he even said, I'm old. The man said, I'm getting old. I think he's either the same age as Daigo or even younger, right? But people age different, mentalities and whatnot, which gets me thinking, like, is Takedo not training as much? Is the game is there a bigger like learning curve? Every game doesn't appeal to everybody. Could it be one of those things? Or is it just a simple fact, like he's looking at himself like, maybe it's time to do other things. You know what I'm saying? I've been doing this long enough. How y'all feeling? let me know. All right, now into the next set of MK1 has a huge issue, buttons that need to be checked. So we talked about this a little bit in a prior video, right? People were talking about certain things they loved. I would think it's getting more positive than negative, but there were a few things that kind of, you know, stuck out over the last stress test. Now, somebody that's a huge gamer, huge NRS fan and whatnot, by the name of unCAGED Games, I'm gonna put their profile on the screen. Huge content creator. I know he tried out the game. He kind of, you know, did the stress test and behind the scenes stuff. Also, I saw him and Ed Boon exchange words. They thanked each other. So anyway, very interesting enough, he posted this video just the other day, right? Saying my biggest problem with Mortal Kombat 1, how could we not bite, right? Definitely check out his information down below. Full link to the video. This is just a clip.
I have one big issue with Mortal Kombat 1. The one thing that I hate so much is how slow her fatal blow is, okay? NetherRealm, if you're watching this, please just make the fatal blow speeds of Katana just slightly faster, because holy, when you use it, your opponent could like put down the controller, go make a sandwich, come back, and then still block. It's so slow. I really need to talk about this, because this is the one thing I feel like if they fixed, MK1 will be one of the funnest games to play / watch. This is what they need to change for MK1. Please, NetherRealm, bump up the speeds. Why is the only issues that I have with MK1 speed? Like Katana, fatal blow, up that speed animation. But speed of the overall gameplay, I would like to get increased. You stun them with a projectile, and usually in MK games, you can run up, do a combo. Dash up, do a combo. But in MK1, your character dash speed and movement speed is so slow. When you move in MK1, you move like this. When you dash in MK1, you move like this. It's so slow. Yes, the cameo fighters makes the game feel a lot faster because things are coming on the screen, but I feel that if they just bumped up the speeds of MK1...
Damn, because we just talked about this on the last video where a lot of people, some casuals, some pros, were saying the same thing, right? And I'll continue to put more tweets on the screen. They were basically saying that game felt slow. On one hand, they loved it. They loved the cameo players and some of the combos and whatnot, but they kept saying the same thing. It felt slow. Please speed it up. Others were saying, how is it slow when you got this, that, and the third? But I don't know, at this point, it's hard to be ignored because you got some pretty big names, notable people, whether they're players or content creators, and they're like, nah, we all think it feels slow. So that's my question now, is like, is it at the point where NRS is actually gonna start to listen? Because part of the stress tests and whatnot, they're looking for feedback, right? So I would guess, like at this point, that, you know, Ed Boon and devs and whatnot will start listening, right? And I saw Ed Boon post, not about this topic, something completely different, but also exciting, right? He says, we got another great gameplay trailer coming soon with more main and cameo fighter reveals. That's dope, right? He just posted this on what, July 2nd. So that's gonna be dope. I don't see at this time any date when this is gonna happen, if it's gonna be on a particular show, announcement, maybe Evo, you know what I'm saying? We'll see. But as of right now, we got a lot of MK1 right around the corner. It's coming out, what, like September? If you get like that VIP package or something like that, you could even start playing it in August, if I'm not mistaken. I might be getting those dates wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's right around there. But in the meantime, they seem to have a speed issue, or maybe it's certain people that just have that issue with the game. Do you think, at this time, they're doing the stress test, right? I would imagine it's not the final build. I'm not a dev, so I don't know how long that takes to tweak. Or do you think because we're so close to the release date that it's done? Like what's done is done. I don't know. Or are they gonna wait for like a patch? We'll see. Only time will tell. How y'all feeling? That it is, ladies and gents. Definitely let me know how you were feeling. Thank you for the amazing love. We will see you soon. If not tomorrow, definitely the next day. Chapters down below. Why would I say that? I say that at the beginning of every video. It's been a long day and I gotta wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. But you know what? I wouldn't be anywhere else. I wouldn't be anywhere else. I meant to say I wouldn't want to be anywhere. Obviously, I'm tired. All right. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for the amazing love. We will see you soon. I already said that. I need help. I need food. Y'all, it's going to get better. It's going to get better. Peace.
Blah, blah, blah. Subscribe.
The end. It is the end.